Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of our Atlanta United Player Career Mode series here. If you guys didn't catch the first episode, definitely go back and check that out. We are still in preseason tournament play here. We're actually managing to get in every game so far, so we're trying to take advantage of that and see if we can get in that starting lineup at the start of the season. This game is the, I believe, semifinal against Vancouver, so we're trying to just go ahead and grab that last win to try to get to the final. I believe the other two teams in it is a team from Mexico, I believe, or South America, and Columbus Crew are in the other semifinal. So just trying to kind of work the ball around here. We managed to get a lovely little assist off of a corner to Miguel Almiron and take the 1-0 lead here in the 35th minute, or the 37th minute, sorry. Not too much going on in this game. We're just kind of trying to work it around any way we can. This is definitely not as attacking as we were in the previous game, where both Joseph and I split our goals evenly, basically. So we're kind of just trying to get back to that point here in the 45th minute, just trying to drag the ball around, trying to see really what my player is capable of doing. Obviously, once you have the lead, you can kind of start playing around a little bit more and see what your player is really capable of. Obviously, I want to try to figure all this out before the start of the season. Here, I try to go for a little bit of a cross in. I am a 6-foot tall player, so I was kind of trying just to see how much my jumping has improved and how much I could really get on the end of crosses in. So just kind of hoping for a little bit better here in the second half. Obviously, a 1-0 lead, you can't really complain too much, but you still want that little bit more of a lead and a little bit more of an attacking prowess. So here we managed to just kind of work the ball around again. Joseph's able to do a nice little back heel pass into my path, and I just kind of finesse that into the right side of the goal. As you see here, I stole that Mesut Ozil celebration. M for malicious, we're just going to kind of steal that and take it. I wish I could have had a little bit of more of a zoomed in celebration right there. I don't know why it kept it so far out, but just a beautiful little pass in from Joseph Martinez there, and we're actually able to grab the goal. So that's our third goal in the competition. Definitely in a very good position going into the start of the next season. So Joseph Martinez ends up going out after that goal, and Brandon Vasquez comes in. He didn't do bad. We were kind of connecting a little bit on passes, a little bit better this game than we did in previous matches, but still nothing too crazy. We ended up going down from that 9.3 rating down to a 9, and they managed to almost score there in the 90th minute. Obviously wouldn't have given them the win, but definitely would have given them a little bit more confidence going into the start of the season. But we managed to win that semifinal and move on into the final against, I believe, Columbus Crew, and we managed to actually win man of the match as well. So we did get an assist and a goal in that match, and here we're going to move just straight into the Columbus game. I do want to try to get through this episode as fast as possible. That way I can get you guys another video up today because I did miss yesterday, and then obviously I also want to try to progress this player career mode a little bit faster as well. So probably expect another manager career mode episode up today, or maybe ultimate team, but most likely manager career mode because I did end up missing that day. Columbus Crew's just able to open us up really early on in this game and make us go 1-0 down, and that would just kind of set the standard for the rest of this match. It kind of felt like we were playing a little bit on the back foot. I couldn't really explain it. Here in the 45th minute, right before the end of the half, we just kind of try to work the way into the box, and that's kind of how this game was going. Just random passes that nobody really got on the end of. There, Miguel Almiron, you would expect him to run onto that ball and take it into the box and have a shot, but instead he just kind of tries to run next to it and catch up to the ball instead, and is really never actually able to get on the end of it. So ending the first half 1-0 down was a little bit of a weird position. Obviously, we've been playing really well in the preseason tournament so far. 6.5 rating for me at the half. Nothing too great, nothing really too bad either. Here, it's probably our best opportunity that we had in the second half. Again, nothing too great. It was just some more team passing. I believe that is Yamil Assad who managed to get on the end of that, which is good in my mind that he is able to come into the game. I believe he came in for Tito. As you see here, we actually bring in Brandon Vasquez in for Jeff Lorenowitz, just trying to get as many attacking options as we can onto the field because it is getting near to the end of the game. But Yamil Assad can actually play on that right side as well, so it looks like I will have opportunities to play with Yamil and he won't be completely knocked out of the team by me. So we do end up losing this game and losing the final, so we are not able to pick up our first little piece of silverware. It was a little heart-wrenching for me to see Columbus Crew beat us there, because obviously we did beat them in the preseason tournament this season for the inaugural season and grab our first piece of silverware, I believe, if I remember correctly. So it was a little hard to watch them end up grabbing this trophy, but obviously all sights set on the next 2 trophies, both the US Open Cup and then obviously the league as well. So that does give us our 5 matches completed milestone, however, and we managed to grab a little bit more XP from that as well. So going into the start of the season, we do a little bit of training obviously in the next couple weeks, and we managed to get ourselves up to a 69 rating, so getting ever so closer to that 70 rating and inevitably that 71 rating to catch up to Yamil Assad. So the stats are starting to work out really well. My ball control is getting better, the finishing is starting to get there a little bit. We are in great form along with Miggy and Joseph Martinez, so obviously that little trio up top and then obviously Tito on top of that, it should work really well for us. Here we're going up against New York Red Bulls. Again, this is not a team that I do very well against. Obviously they match up really well against Atlanta United along with Toronto, so kind of trying to get a little bit of payback for that manager career mode episode where we did end up losing to New York Red Bulls and try to grab a result here. So we managed to have a few opportunities here and there, and I could have sworn that was going to be a goal whenever I shot it. I think I should have finessed it instead of trying to power through it, but trying to take it on the half volley, we were not able to grab the goal. So here in the 45th minute, they have a pretty good opportunity on goal, but they are not able to score as well, and we just try to get the ball out and take it into the second half. Again, this is another pretty quiet game, nothing too much going on, not many chances for either side, or not many like decent chances for either side, and we do end up going 0-0 at the half. So at the end of the game, if we ended with this, would I really be that heartbroken? Probably not. We have a 7.1 rating at the half. Again, just trying to improve our game while obviously trying to win the game as well. But here Royer is actually able to sneak a goal in there, and he is the same man, I believe, who ended up scoring that winning goal in the other game in the manager series. So was a little bit frustrating to go down 1-0 there. And here in the 90th minute, they actually had another opportunity lurking, and I have noticed that whenever we go on ultra attacking, Yamil ends up taking a midfield position while we have 2 defenders up at the pitch, and I'm just thinking, you know, wouldn't I rather have Yamil? But here we have one more opportunity, a little bit of a shitty cross from LGP, and we aren't able to get much from it. I tried to make the most of it, but nothing came of it, and we could have won the game right there if I could have connected that pass to Joseph Martinez. But at the end of the day, we did end up losing 1-0, and that is going to be the end of this episode. A little bit of a shorter one, but like I said, I want to get one more video out to you guys today, so make sure to check back at the channel a little bit later on in the day, probably closer to 7 p.m. Eastern time, or just, you know, subscribe to the channel and get that notification button, and I'll let you guys know whenever that next video is up. Until then, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and until the next one, I will see you guys later.